Oakland Raiders versus the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hi everyone, Nintendo Reviewer here along with my good friends Salem and Arnold.
Good morning.
Hey folks!
It's Super Bowl Sunday today, and as is tradition for us, we celebrate important days and sporting events with older sports games. We've already looked at Madden NFL 13, so let's look at something even less realistic.
This is NFL Blitz for the Nintendo 64!
Let's party.
So is this another football sim game, or is it more like Mutant Football League?
That's a pretty wide gap there, Salem. It's definitely more in between. You see, this game started out in arcades back in the late 90s. It then got ported to the N64 in 1998. Yes, you're playing football with real teams, but in a much more arcade style where normal rules don't apply and all the players are on steroids.
Excellent.
Gee, I wonder why you think that's excellent.
Moving on before someone gets punched up here, the game looks like it's from the late 90s. The crowd is all multicolored dots, the field has no texture, and the players are blocky as hell.
That's not really a bad thing. It was made in 1997 originally, and it reminds you not to expect reality out of this game.
That's a good point there, partner. Maybe the players with giant torsos are part of the arcade charm of the game. At least it runs smooth, which is great because the game moves so fast. The sound is part of what makes the game so fast-paced. The music is that exciting 90s sports music, and sound effects have a heavy impact.
They ought to with all these 300-pound dudes slamming each other to the ground.
It's not just that, Cat. It's also the movements and field goal kicks. Everything has over-the-top comic book sound effects added to it. The commentator doesn't talk as much as they do in later entries, but it still adds great NFL flair when he does say something. NFL Blitz is a fast and furious game of football. Mechanics-wise, it plays like real football, but with no penalties. Really. At all. Players can take each other out WWE style, you can body slam or punch someone after the play is over, you could even tackle players who don't have the ball as a means of causing an incomplete pass.
Flags? What flags? Refs don't exist in this game!
Other changes make this different from real football too. It's 30 yards for a first down instead of 10, probably because the field is smaller. Also, a quarter is only 2 minutes long, and you have only 10 seconds to choose every play. Well, that certainly keeps the pacing faster and more energetic than real football. The only timeout you get is the pause button. Compared to other football games, Blitz is not only more animated, especially with the attitude of the players, but also more accessible. It's pretty easy to move the player, swap between players, pass the ball, and tackle.
Only problem is you might be doing so much player swapping that you end up tackling the air because you're disoriented.
Well, it's not perfect, but it's still good for being a game that anyone can pick up and play without having to learn difficult control combinations.
That's true.
Blitz has the two modes you'd expect from any sports game, arcade mode and season mode. Arcade is like an exhibition where you can play against bots or a friend, whereas season mode is a single-player game that has you play through a whole season of football to get to the Super Bowl. That much wasn't surprising at all. What was surprising was being able to edit your own custom plays together that you could then save to a name file, then use in an actual game. I didn't expect that much depth in a game like this.
But it's a very welcome addition because this game is not as mindless as you might think.
You're right about that, Cat. Because even though you can set the difficulty of the bots, they'll never be total pushovers. If you're not careful, they can easily keep you from reaching the end zone by downs or get a lot of interceptions. So there is a need for strategy in this game with which plays you call, how you move around, and how you throw the ball.
It's some thinking in this game without being as demanding on your brain as the Madden series, but there's one multiplayer problem.
You mean that only 2 people can play this at a time instead of 4?
Yes!
Yeah, that's a real shame. But the sequels all fixed this and let 4 people play together.
So should the audience buy this game, Joseph?
I don't know. I wish this game was on Nintendo Switch Online. Used copies go from $20 to $30.
Sounds worth it for big football and arcade game fans.
Yeah, but it's a bit steep for people outside those fandoms. Well, if you happen to find it cheaper, give it a play to experience this insanity for yourself. Well, that was my review of NFL Blitz for the Nintendo 64. To help me produce more videos like this and other Nintendo content, please support my Patreon page. Special thanks to these patrons for making this video possible. If you like this review, check out my previous reviews of Madden NFL 13 for the Wii U and Mutant Football League for the Switch. See you all next time!
Onside kick!